Primitive and the Professional. An essay by John Berger. Art historically, the word primitive has been used in three different ways. To designate art for Raphael on the borderline between the medieval and modern Renaissance traditions, to label the trophies and curiosities taken from the colonies, Africa, Caribbean, South Pacific, when brought back to the imperial metropolis. And lastly, to put in its place the art of men and women from the working classes, proletarian, peasant, petit-bourgeois, those who did not leave their class by becoming professional artists. Now, according to all three usages of the word, originating from the last century, when the confidence of the European ruling class was at its height, the superiority of the main European tradition of secular art, serving that same civilized ruling class, was assured. Now, most professional artists begin their training when young. Most primitive artists of the third category come to painting or sculpture in middle or even old age. For their art usually derives from considerable personal experience, and indeed is often provoked as a result of profundity or intensity of that experience. And yet, artistically, their art is seen as naive or inexperienced. Primitive is defined as the non-professional, the The category of the professional artist, as distinct from the master craftsman, was not clear until the 17th century. And in some places, especially in Eastern Europe, not until the 19th century. The distinction between profession and craft is at first a difficult one to make, yet it is of great importance. The craftsman survives so long as the standards for judging his work are shared by different classes. Professional appears when it is necessary for the craftsman to leave his class and emigrate to the ruling class, whose standards of judgment are different. The relationship of the professional artist to the class that ruled or aspired to rule was complicated, various, and should not be simplified. His training, however, and it was his training which made him a professional, taught him a set of conventional skills. And that is to say, he became skilled in using a set of conventions. Conventions of composition, drawing, perspective, chiaroscuro, anatomy, poses, symbolism. And these conventions corresponded so closely to the social experience, or anyway to the social manners of the class he was serving, that they were not even seen as conventions, but were thought of as the only way of recording and preserving eternal truths. And yet the other social classes, such professional painting appeared to be so remote from their own experience. That they saw it as mere social convention, a mere accoutrement of the class that had ruled over them, which is why, in moments of revolt, painting and sculpture were often destroyed.